All right, stat students, we are moving from looking at sampling distributions from proportions to sample means. And a lot of the same kind of principles apply. However, with means, we're collecting averages instead of proportions of an outcome. So the formulas change a little bit, and the ways to check for the shape of the distribution change a little bit too. So we're going to take a look at an example down here of talking about mean and standard deviation of a sample distribution for sample means. And when we look at sample means, we want to just remember like what our formulas are, right? Or our symbols, not so symbol for a sample mean is X bar. We were looking at sampling proportions, which was P hat. All right. The center for a sampling distribution for means is going to be this symbol mu, which is average or the population average. P was the population proportion. If we're looking for spread now, the standard deviation is going to look like this, that formula. This was the standard deviation formula for a sampling distribution. And then when we talk about shapes, like approximately normal or skewed, for proportions, we were looking at that. For a normal distribution, we have a new check. It's just the sample size. Okay, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We're going to focus on center, which is the mean population mean, and the spread, which is standard deviation. So we're going to take a look now at our number 3 and 4 in the worksheet. And we're going to remember that the center of our sampling distributions when it's talking about means is going to be the mean of our population, right? Thinking about unbiased estimators that we did a while ago, that the center of our sampling distribution should line up with the center of our, or the mean of our population, okay? And then to get the standard deviation of our sampling distribution, that's why there's that little X bar down there below sigma. This formula for when we're dealing with means looks like this. It's the population standard deviation all over the square root of your sample size. Where those formulas come from, that's a whole different topic. You can definitely research that, or we can talk about that more another time. But let's actually do the calculations now. So if I'm going to do the calculations for mean of my sampling distribution, and there's the symbol of our sample mean, what do we need? We just need the population mean, okay? That's the mu. So what's mu here? If we're looking at this, we would find the mean of our population. In this case, we have it right here. This is the mean of our population. So our answer is 266 for number 3. Standard deviation is going to require the formula. So let's actually write it out. All right. We're going to get the population standard deviation and then take that all over the square root of our sample size. So what's our population standard deviation? We go into the problem and we see that our population standard deviation is 16. They already gave us that. We already know it. The sample size is 25. SRS means simple random sample. So we say that's our N. So we plug that in. So 16 over the square root of 25. You may know what the square root of 25 is. This is 5. I calculate that, and what do we get? 3.2. Done.